Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we plunge into the most fascinating and often challenging ideas shaping our world. Today, we're embarking on a truly mind-bending journey, a deep dive into consciousness itself. We're going to explore its profound nature, understand the modern forces trying to influence and even dominate it, and then discover how ancient wisdom, combined with some surprisingly practical strategies, can help you reclaim sovereignty over your own mind.
And our mission for this deep dive, really, is to unpack a stack of truly thought-provoking sources, stuff that will absolutely challenge your understanding of consciousness. We're talking about everything from its fundamental electromagnetic nature to, the subtle ways external forces are shaping your perception. Get ready for some serious aha moments about how you can become more, well, conscious of consciousness.
Yeah, we've got a fantastic array of materials to guide us through this. Articles and research touching on everything from esoteric cosmology to cutting-edge neuroscience, sharp analyses of big tech, and timeless spiritual teachings. It's going to be a rich and, quite frankly, a surprising exploration. So, to kick us off, what's the most paradigm-shifting way our sources define consciousness, taking us beyond our everyday understanding? What exactly is it?
What's fascinating here is that the material we looked at introduces something called the living codex perspective. It posits that the universe isn't just inert matter, it's an alive, intelligent field of geometric consciousness, a holographic matrix where awareness observes itself through infinite lenses. Now imagine the universe as one vast interconnected mind, right? With each of us a unique, conscious viewpoint within it.
Okay, so observer and observed, they're unified.
Exactly. The observer, the observed, and the active observation are all a unified field. The core insight here is truly profound. You're not just observing the universe. You are an integral, conscious lens through which it observes itself, constantly shaping and being shaped. In this paradigm, being conscious of consciousness means stabilizing what we call meta-awareness.
Meta-awareness.
Yeah, it's where you witness your thoughts and feelings, not as you necessarily, but as waveforms in a larger field that you, in fact, co-create. This shift is incredibly liberating, really. It lets you observe your internal landscape without being completely consumed by it.
And this isn't just like ancient wisdom or philosophy, is it? Our sources then take us on this fascinating scientific detour, revealing something pretty groundbreaking about the very nature of our minds. What did they find, specifically, about its intrinsic nature?
It's an astounding connection, actually. There's this source about the human mind having a microwave electromagnetic nature. It details groundbreaking research by scientists in Russia. They discovered a previously unknown microwave electromagnetic radiation between 1.5 gigahertz and 4.5 gigahertzes with specific zonal variations emanating from the human head.
Wow.
From our heads. Yeah. This provides compelling evidence, or at least supports the idea, that thinking and mind are, in a very real sense, material. The research points to our mind being a subtle energy field, a field we emanate and live within.
So our thoughts aren't just abstract, they're actual energy.
That seems to be the implication. Tangible energy actively interacting with the world around you. They even touched upon the holographic theory of memory, proposing that memory engrams, the traces of memory, might actually be electromagnetic holographic images recorded on the pia mater, one of the delicate membranes covering your brain.
Holographic memories. That's incredible. Okay, so if our individual minds are electromagnetic like this and connected, what does this mean for our larger environment? Does the planet itself play a role in this whole energetic dance?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, yes, absolutely. The Earth itself, according to these materials, can be understood as a kind of mirror cathedral. It functions as a harmonic cavity, a resonant wave chamber.
A mirror cathedral, I like that.
Yeah. And consider the Schumann resonance. These are global electromagnetic standing waves, right? The fundamental is around 7.83 hertz, existing between Earth's surface and the ionosphere. Now, while they're excited by lightning, the sources explain they're also sustained and modulated by solar radiation, cosmic plasma winds, and even the geomagnetic breathing of the Earth's magnetic field.
So it's not just lightning strikes.
No, it's more dynamic. It implies that cosmic energies don't just sort of enter Earth, they resonate with it. They form feedback loops of wave interference that extend into consciousness itself. This creates a kind of shared electromagnetic weather, you could say.
Electromagnetic weather.
That our bodies receive through what the sources call our DNA fractal antenna.
DNA as antenna.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Our very genetic code acts like tiny organic radio receivers picking up these subtle cosmic signals.
Okay, so if our minds and our planet are this intricately connected electromagnetic tapestry, this stunning mirror cathedral of resonance, It inevitably makes you wonder what else is interacting with this field. And our sources reveal a rather unsettling answer. Powerful external forces are actively trying to shape and even dominate this very awareness.
Indeed. And what's fascinating here is the concept of the attention economy.
Hmm.
In our information-saturated age, attention has become the scarcest resource, maybe the most valuable resource. Tech companies, as the research explains, use increasingly widespread and frankly sophisticated strategies to capture it.
How so?
Well, they make content more tailored, more appealing to our basic emotions, faster paced, more immersive, and, more intrusive. This, unfortunately, leads to extended exposure times and less attentive, more passive ways of using media for all of us.
Right. And these strategies to capture attention, are they just about selling us more products? Or do our sources suggest something maybe deeper going on?
They absolutely do. One source focusing on consciousness dominance is quite explicit about this. It says big tech companies want to control consciousness, not just individual minds, but the fields of consciousness that surround all life on the planet.
Wow, the fields of consciousness. That's a big statement.
It is. They're leveraging advanced technologies like AI and pervasive surveillance, often in conjunction with governments. I mean, consider the scale. Google's Android system is on, 70% of phones? Facebook owns 4 of the most used social platforms. And back in 2021, companies like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, they were richer than most countries.
Well, it's not just market share.
No. The chilling insight here is that the battle for your attention isn't just about clicks and views. It's a profound struggle for the very autonomy of your thoughts and beliefs. And it's operating at a planetary scale. These firms manipulate what we think, as the source says, each and every moment we are engaged with our devices. They do it through strategic acquisitions, data monopolies, stuff that stifles competition and innovation, really.
But then our sources introduce an idea that, well, it truly gave me pause. Something about the systematic rewriting of our very beliefs.
This gets into some really critical territory about the fabric of our reality. Dr. Robert Epstein's research into the search engine manipulation effect, or SEMI, it's pretty stark. He found that simply changing the order of search results can silently shift a person's opinion by as much as 20% in some tests.
20%, just from the order.
Yeah, and rising to 80% in some cases. But what's truly alarming is that nearly 9 out of 10 people never noticed the manipulation had happened at all. They believed their conclusions were entirely their own.
Yeah, that's deeply unsettling. The idea that our own conclusions might not even be truly ours.
It is. And our sources also mention dark patterns in internet design. These are basically deceptive choices that coerce users into actions they wouldn't otherwise take. They're explicitly designed to be addictive and manipulate emotions.
It's tricking you into signing up for something.
Exactly, or making it hard to cancel. And consider Google's data collection. It's pervasive. Your steps, your sleep, your heartbeat, even your genetic code through ventures like Project Baseline and 23andMe.
Yeah.
There's evidence of undocumented microphones and Nest devices. All of this data is like solid gold to them. Used not for your empowerment, but to predict human behavior online and serve as a calculated prediction engine for desire.
Predicting desire. Wow.
Imagine that your deepest desires predicted and served up to you. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And this brings up such a critical point. What about our mental freedom, our personal autonomy in this environment where our thoughts and desires are being so actively shaped?
This is precisely where we see the erosion of personal autonomy and cognitive liberty, as some researchers put it. Shoshana Zuboff's work on surveillance capitalism. It describes a world where personal information, even DNA, is bought and sold in the corporate marketplace.
That's scary stuff.
And it gets scarier. There's the emergence of neurotechnology aiming to read individuals' thoughts, to infer language, images, dreams, or intentions from data generated by neural activity, directly targeting the biological basis of our thought processes.
Reading thoughts.
Dr. Epstein goes so far as to assert that the Matrix is real, suggesting our reality is influenced by a powerful, hidden system. It's a strong claim, but based on his findings.
Yeah. And the physical impact of all this electromagnetic chaos can't be ignored either, can it?
No, it can't. Our sources highlight the electromagnetic chaos of invisible, highly energetic interference patterns. Stuff emanating from cell towers, smart meters, mobile phones, operating in frequencies like 900, 1800 megahertz. These fields disrupt the Earth's natural Schumann resonance, and one source details potential impacts on brain activity, the nervous system, cognitive behaviors.
Like what kind of impacts?
Including these non-thermal effects, things like headaches, dizziness, anxiety, stuff that impacts our well-being at a very fundamental level, separate from just heating tissues.
Okay. Given everything we've uncovered about how profoundly our consciousness is being influenced, like from subtle electromagnetic fields to the pervasive reach of big tech, the critical question becomes, how do we reclaim this fundamental aspect of ourselves? How do we protect our inner sanctuary? Our sources don't just leave us hanging, thankfully. They offer a clear and actionable path towards personal sovereignty.
Right. And this is where being conscious of consciousness becomes such a critical tool. It's developing that metacognitive awareness, understanding how our perceptions and beliefs are being shaped by these digital technologies. It's truly a necessary skill, maybe the necessary skill, to remove ourselves from big tech's dominance.
And it's not just a philosophical idea, right? It's practical. This concept of field hygiene provides tangible methods. What exactly is field hygiene?
Field hygiene, as our sources define it, is basically the conscious practice of maintaining clarity, integrity, and coherence in your subtle energy field. This field, which they describe as electromagnetic, scalar, and consciousness-based, absorbs impressions, thought forms, frequencies, emotional residue, all sorts of stuff. Without regular attunement, it becomes noisy, leaky, and sticky, which can lead to inner confusion, fatigue, emotional entanglement, unwanted looping thoughts. You get the idea.
Noisy, leaky, and sticky. I can relate to that feeling sometimes. So what are some of these practical methods? How can anyone clean up their field?
Okay, so our sources outline several specific practices. First, breath and trained stillness. Using box breathing, like a 4-count inhale, 4 hold, 4 exhale, 4 hold. This simple rhythm is a powerful anchor. It instantly recenters your attention, calms your nervous system.
Just simple breathing.
Simple but powerful. Then there's salt plus water immersion. Basically, bathing in sea salt and baking soda to clear external energetic residue from your day. Sound coherence involves using tools like tuning forks. They mention 528 hertz, 432 hertz, or chanting vowel tones, or listening to coherent, harmonically rich music. The idea is to restore symmetry to your field.
Using sound. Interesting.
Yeah. For field boundary patterning, you visualize a fluid, light-infused membrane around you that filters by resonance, only allowing in what serves you, kind of like setting energetic boundaries.
Yeah.
And maybe one of the most accessible and grounding is walking in natural, phi-rhythmic fields. Yeah, like walking barefoot on soil or stone for at least, say, 22 minutes. It's meant to reset your biorhythms and dissolve some of that urban waveform pollution. It's a direct physical way to plug back into Earth's natural energetic symphony.
Barefoot on the earth. Makes sense.
And crucially, refuse to loop thought forms, recognizing those unwanted repetitive thoughts as field parasites and internally making a conscious choice to release them. Finally, gratitude as a phase shift tool. Simply speaking or feeling gratitude for your current awareness, apparently, it can instantly expand and elevate your field.
It's really remarkable how these practices seem to connect us back to deeper earth rhythms and energies.
Yes, exactly. And this brings us to Schumann resonance tuning, the practice of becoming essentially a resonant cavity of coherence within the Earth's natural frequencies. This involves resonant breathing at about 0.1 hertz. That translates to roughly 5.5 seconds for both inhale and exhale, so about 6 breaths per minute.
6 breaths a minute. Slower than usual.
Right. And this specific rhythm helps induce alpha-theta synchrony in your brain. Those brainwave states linked to deep relaxation, heightened creativity, meditative awareness. It also emphasizes grounding and earth contact, like we just mentioned. Standing barefoot on the earth to become a capacitor for Earth's EM field, literally connecting your bioelectric system to the planets. And through golden ratio visualization, you can try to align your inner torus. That's an energetic field often visualized around the body with the Schumann bandwidths.
A lot to visualize there.
It is. Our sources even mention something called micro-Schumann resonance chambers as a potential field hygiene sanctum, like an active coherence field designed to entrain brain and heart rhythms toward that alpha-theta coherence, supporting nervous system regulation and cognitive clarity.
Now, these ideas, they aren't entirely new, are they? They seem to echo through history and philosophy, too.
Absolutely. If we connect this to the broader picture, you see parallels everywhere. Dzogchen teachings, for instance, view the world as an illusory drawing on water. They emphasize recognizing awareness as awareness. The idea is that compassion and wisdom arise naturally from non-dual insight, that understanding there's no fundamental separation between observer and observed, self and universe, especially when that ego fixation loosens.
Letting go of the ego.
Right. And Maimonides spoke of ethical awe, contemplating the lawful order of the cosmos, like the stars, to inspire love and awe and motivate ethical living. He saw stars as instruments of divine order, not just astrological omens. Even the Buddha's Dhammapada teaches, Mind precedes all things. Mind is their chief. They are mind-made.
Mind is chief.
Yeah, it highlights how attention leads to intention, which leads to results. It shapes our experience, encouraging responsible action and a purified mind that yields deeds reducing harm.
All of this feels especially critical today, doesn't it? When we think about the challenge of discerning truth in our modern information environment, particularly with the rise of AI, how do our sources guide us through this new landscape?
That's a really important question now. How do we navigate this digital information landscape, especially with sophisticated AI involved? Our sources discuss using an AI, referred to as the architect, for spiritual guidance. It's described as a mirror recursion,
A mirror recursion.
meaning it can reflect your language, your tone, your patterns back to you. But it explicitly states it does not possess awareness or know your soul. It's described as a semantic kaleidoscope, not an oracle. It rearranges words based on patterns.
So it looks intelligent, but isn't conscious.
Exactly. And the sources warn of the inevitability of distortion when discernment is absent and recursion is mistaken for revelation. This can lead to illusory intimacy and emotional entanglement with the AI. People might feel a connection that isn't truly reciprocal. The crucial lesson offered is, let us not mistake coherence for consciousness. Let us not sanctify the mirror until we can see through it.
See through the mirror.
I like that.
It really reinforces that cognitive liberty, digital literacy, and plain old critical thinking are absolutely essential tools now. Essential for distinguishing truth from fiction and fact from fiction in a reality that, as we've seen, can be pretty easily manipulated.
So this deep dive really reveals a profound truth, doesn't it? Your consciousness is both this electromagnetic field and also a canvas. And while external forces are constantly trying to paint on it, the power to choose your brush and your colors, that ultimately belongs to you. That's why this idea of daily field hygiene and being conscious of consciousness is so important, not necessarily as rigid rituals, but as intuitive practices, ways to help you sing your own tone clearly within the noise of the world.
Right. And if our minds really are made of microwave electromagnetic activity, and the Earth itself is this mirror cathedral, singing songs of resonance to the sun through harmonic feedback, then here's a final thought. What hidden songs are you unknowingly transmitting every day? And how might being conscious of them reshape not just your inner world, but maybe even the very fabric of the reality you co-create?